Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson, available wherever podcasts can be found, and of course taped live at the Twitch at twitch.tv/Steven Larson. Speaking of the Twitch, this Sunday, there's a big old game happening in the NFL. It's the Superb Owl. Then we're going to have a party of the Superb Owl, Larson, right there on the Twitch. We're going to be watching some foosball and enjoying some eats, some drinks, and of course, more importantly, doing a whole bunch of channel points betting over there on the Twitch. Should be a lot of fun if you want somebody to hang out with while you're watching the Super Bowl, or if you just want people to hang out with in general. We're going to be answering all your highlighted messages and interacting and all that good stuff like we always do here on the Twitch.
Yes.
So come check that out.
Yes, please.
We're going to be looking at Smackdown and AEW. But first, we got a little bit of news here. What's going on in the news?
So Tony Khan, after this past Wednesday's Dynamite, spoke to Sports Illustrated, and during this chat was asked about the newly maybe released Shane McMahon and whether if Shane happened to reach out or if he would reach out to Tony Khan, what would Tony Khan think about this? Would he be receptive? Would he talk to him about maybe join the company? Whatever. So this is what Tony Khan had to say in response. Quote, "I'd certainly take the call. I'm sure he'd be an interesting person to talk to about wrestling. I'm not sure exactly if it would be a fit. I have not heard from him, and I don't expect to hear from him. But in this business, you never know."
Wrestling business is a weird business.
It's an odd business, that it is. But, so far so good as far as Shane not coming over to AEW.
I think it's definitely a disappointment. I'm hoping that Tony Khan is just keeping it close. And at the next big pay-per-view, and the Revolution's around the corner. But really, Shane's reveal is more of a double or nothing type deal. You really want the biggest show for the biggest name to come into AEW, Pissant Company, and make a huge splash there. Wouldn't you agree with that?
No, not at all. I don't want Shane anywhere near my AEW or anybody's AEW.
Well, I misread you there. So anyways, in the same interview, Tony Khan talked about Keith Lee's AEW debut, saying, quote, "Keith's debut was incredible. Much to my amazement, Keith got released." Yeah, much to our amazement too, Tony. He says, "As soon as I saw that he was released, this was the moment I dreamed about. It was crazy timing. I'm so happy with how the debut has been received. It's very well deserved, and I'm very excited to have Keith in AEW." Our take, we are too, Tony.
Yes, elated to have Keith
appreciated there
in AEW, where it seems like from his very first appearance, he can be Keith Lee again.
Yeah, right. Not Bearcat, whatever that was.
Well, I mean, not just in terms of the name, but it felt like, especially when he came back as Keith Bearcat Lee, they tried to change his style.
Yeah,
his wrestling style, his in-ring style.
I'm really looking forward to, and I don't know if he's the type, and I wouldn't blame him if he did or didn't want to spill a couple beans if he goes on Oral Sessions or Talk as Jericho, or hey, open invitation for Keith Lee to come on to Going In Raw.
Sure.
And,
absolutely.
And talk about his experience at the Federation.
Sure. That'd be cool.
I'm curious if remember there was that time when there was the rumor that he, along with a bunch of others, were sent to the Performance Center to like train or something, and it's like, wait, this guy has had many really good matches.
I know.
And if you just let him do his own thing, man, I'm sure you can have.
But that's not the WWE style, Steve.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing.
That is the thing. So you have more to add?
No, that's
all
it.
Right.
I mean, we're both really happy for him, and
yeah, absolutely.
And it is shocking that he got. I mean, I guess I don't know, and it's shocking, and it's also not. Like we're really developing an understanding as to like, okay, there seems to be a certain thing they might be looking for right now, and evidently that wasn't it. I mean, I know that. I don't know who was reporting. Was it Meltzer was reporting that WWE's really looking, or they really like what they see in Jade Cargill I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah. They would be interested in signing her.
And I just feel like
that.
She's the kind of person they'd probably just micromanage into obscurity. That wouldn't work there. So I don't know. The same thing with when they they really want MJF. Guess what? He probably wouldn't work there. I'm sure there are many people in WWE who look at AEW and say, "Oh wow, yeah, we'd love to have them, this person, the other." That never means that Vince wants that person, though. Like you can have all the people in the world, Johnny Ace. Oh yeah, let's get Jade Cargill over, and then she could have a match on Main Event, and Vince would be like, "I don't know." And then she's sitting in catering for 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
it's entirely possible that could happen.
Yeah.
Speaking to WWE, before we get to SmackDown, we got some news here from Fightful Select. By the way, go subscribe to Fightful Select if you haven't. Great. You get wrestling news right in your email. It's fantastic.
Hey, speaking of which, we also get over at the patreon.com/Stephen Larson, brand new weekly newsletter, the Kip Up, just dropped today. All the match results, all the news from all the various news outlets here in wrestling with our takes and a bunch more. So patreon.com/Stephen Larson.
Yes. So, of course, Big E has been reunited with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. It happened a few weeks back. He was moved over to SmackDown after he lost the WWE Championship at Day 1. And Fightful Select has some info on what led to the split of the New Day and what brought them back together. So according to Fightful, Vince decided to split Big E from the New Day, not once, but twice via the WWE Draft because he thought a top babyface, Big E, in this instance, should be on their own and not with a faction. Never mind that Kofi Kingston won the WWE Championship as a member of the New Day, and Big E and Xavier Woods were literally there celebrating with him when he won the title. Anyways. But now apparently Vince decided he wanted to reunite the New Day because he, quote, missed the magic that they created together.
Yeah.
However, he apparently is, quote, adamant that the tag team of Big E and Kofi Kingston be known as Big E and Kofi Kingston and not the New Day.
Yeah. My 7-year-old child has had more consistent stories and characters with her toys. I mean, it is awfully like a child. It's like, oh, let's split him up. And then like moments later, after he burns it to the ground, I miss it.
But then I miss it, but we can't call him New Day.
Yeah, we can't call him.
I mean,
because it's in his weird brain. He thinks that like when Woods comes back, it's going to be the big moment. There's going to be a big moment there when you can finally refer to them as the New Day, like anybody's even going to realize. Honestly, I'll be completely honest with you. Had I not read this on Fightful Select, I wouldn't have even noticed they didn't call them the New Day. I honestly would not have noticed that. I noticed more that they wear different they don't wear thematic gear. Mm-hmm. I noticed that, but I'm just like, oh, Big E probably just likes his stuff and Kofi likes his stuff. But I wonder if that's part of it as well. Yeah, don't theme up your gear because you're not the New Day anymore. You're just two dudes. And then when Woods comes back, you'll magically become the New Day again.
Or then you'll just be 3 dudes.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't. The whole thing is weird. I mean, I to a degree I understand if there might be some sort of philosophy behind, Big E's going to go on to it. He's going to have a solo journey. We're going to, have him going on his own. I think there is something like when the Shield were together, they go their separate ways, and then when they reunite, it's a bigger deal because they've made bigger deals out of each other, out of themselves. But the thing is, all those guys, Roman less than the other two back then, rebranded so that you got to see these awesome solo journeys, and they came back. They never gave that to Big E. They never allowed him to begin his own realized solo path. And so it all just came off as half-assed, and it's insane to me that he wouldn't give Big E, guy who's been around for so long, he's done such great work, that sort of respect as well, to give him that kind of push, that kind of repackage. We saw it from the beginning. It was a half-ass situation, and this is weird.
It's just
don't call him a New Day. It's just weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's really strange. It's another one of those Vince things that hopefully will last a matter of a couple, maybe a few weeks, and then he's on to something else, and then they'll start referring to them as the New Day again.
Mm-hmm. By the way, if you're in chat, please no SmackDown spoilers, because there's probably people in here who don't want the spoilers, and they want to actually watch as it happens.
Let's take a quick break here to get words from our sponsor, BetterHelp. Several years ago, I was dealing with severe anxiety, and I learned how important it is to talk to a therapist. But I also learned that it can be really difficult to find the right person to talk to. Today, BetterHelp is providing a safe, convenient, and private online environment where your needs will be assessed, and you'll be matched with your own licensed personal therapist.
BetterHelp isn't a crisis line, nor is it self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online. You don't have to limit yourself to counselors in your area. BetterHelp services are available worldwide, so you can find the expertise you need regardless of location.
BetterHelp is dedicated to facilitating great therapeutic matches, all without having to sit in another uncomfortable waiting room. You can send your counselor messages whenever you want, or you can schedule regular phone or video sessions. And BetterHelp has made it free and easy to change therapists if needed.
We want you to start living a happier life today. As a Going In Raw listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/raw. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health.
Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/raw.
All right, before we get back to the show, let's get a word from our sponsor, Let's Get Checked. Hey, Larson.
Yeah.
You're a low energy guy, right?
What, low energy?
Yeah, you're a low energy guy.
No, I'm not low energy.
Look at you.
It's late.
Look at you.
You know, it's late.
No.
It's a late night. We're working nights. I'm not low energy at all, am I? I'm not low energy.
Yeah, you're 100% low energy guy. But let me ask you this. Did you know that fatigue, hair loss, and even a low libido can all be the result of a hormonal imbalance? It might be time to get your testosterone levels checked, friendo. And today's sponsor, Let's Get Checked, has got you covered, man.
Yeah, I've heard that low testosterone levels can cause fatigue, low energy, and may be linked to depression. So tell me, Steve, how do I go about getting my testosterone tested with Let's Get Checked? Tell me, please.
I'm happy you asked, man, because it's easy and it's something you can do from the comfort of your own home. You just go to their site, letsgetchecked.com, and you order a test kit. Now, once you get that test kit, once that arrives, you do a small finger prick, and you send the sample to their lab, and within a few days, you get your results back. And if your results are outside the normal range, a member of Let's Get Checked's nursing team will contact you to discuss your lab report.
Yeah, I think I can do that. That sounds easy enough.
It is easy, and it's convenient, and it can hopefully help you turn from low energy Larson into let's go get him Larson. Even better, our listeners will get 30% off their entire order with code RAW. Just visit letsgetchecked.com and enter code RAW at checkout to ensure you and your significant other are staying safe.
Speaking of SmackDown, we can move on to that. What a hell of a main event. Naomi challenging Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Yeah. They gave this match a ton of time, and it delivered. It delivered early in the show. The Adam Pearce came out and told Sonya Deville, get involved. Your face getting fired. This comes from Vince himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she didn't get involved in the finish. Hell of a bout. And a really strong showing for Naomi. I guess now what's next? I would think this has to build up to the blow off between her and Sonya at WrestleMania. I would think.
Yeah, that would have to be the situation. They have really done a hell of a job building this over a long time, and I think this deserves a Mania match. I think that this main event was absolutely stellar. They started it with about 25 minutes. They actually started it, not talking about entrances. They started the match with about 25 minutes left in the show. They didn't do the weird wonky thing.
Nope.
You know, we talked about a little bit on text where they changed it into a tag match. Is this, can we mention this, the setup for Elimination Chamber, or is that?
Well, I think that match has been confirmed by WWE.
Okay.
I think someone mentioned that in chat earlier. So at the end of the bouts, Charlotte hits natural selection on Naomi to get the win. And then Sonya Deville hits the ring, and her and Charlotte start attacking Naomi, and Ronda Rousey comes out to make the save. And it seems... Yeah,
White Brownie says they tweeted it out.
Yeah, it's confirmed that they were set up a tag match, and that, in fact, is happening at Elimination Chamber. It's going to be Naomi and Ronda against Charlotte and Sonya.
This was, man, I understand you've got Ronda, and if Ronda wasn't there, they'd probably go with Sasha, I would imagine, maybe. Although I still wonder if they want to do Sasha and Bayley versus like the Bellas or something like that. Nikki's going to be on that Real Dirty Dancing show. Mm-hmm. At least it looked a lot like her, so I figure it's her. But yeah, this Naomi thing, this easily, if they really wanted to create, I know she's been women's champion once, but I feel like this is different. Because she's been around longer, she's more experienced, et cetera, et cetera. She has more of a history with these other characters. But, man, if they wanted to create a star that's there, that's always there, that's reliable, that's dependable, and that is over with the crowd, have this Naomi versus Charlotte at WrestleMania, have Naomi win. This crowd was eating this match up.
Yeah. Yep.
They were eating. They were loving every single. They didn't have to pipe any crowd noise in.
Nope.
They got so many crowd, and it's a rarity these days. They have that many crowd reaction shots of people actually expressing high emotion.
I know
at their product. Man, you could, if you really want to, you run with Naomi. Charlotte seems like she would love to put her over too.
And they could have had Naomi get the win tonight. And do another title change. I mean, because, Sonya couldn't get involved in this match, but who's to say if they have a rematch? Mm-hmm. What, is Vince going to email Adam Pearce and remind him that Sonya can't get involved? No, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
There's ways you could do it to have the title change tonight, give that big moment to Naomi and that crowd who was heavily invested in that match, and still get the Mania match you want.
Yeah. Yeah, but the title is the thing. That's sort of been their philosophy for a little while now. I'm sorry. It's not Nikki. Larson.
Bree mode.
There you go. I thought it was a really awesome moment for Naomi, and she looked great here. Charlotte ended up getting the win there, but man, that was really terrific stuff. Mm-hmm. We had a couple of interviews with Goldberg and Roman Reigns. Goldberg's was especially sort of mumbly and confusing. Yeah, confusing.
I even thought Roman felt, especially at the beginning, a little off, like he couldn't exactly find his footing in the new environment. But by the end, he was fine. But at the beginning, he seemed like he wasn't sure exactly what to say.
I feel like Roman's whispery stuff worked early on when you had like a Thunderdome.
Yeah.
But I think he needs to talk up a little bit. He needs to speak up a little bit. Did you see that? There was like a clip. I don't know if it was a TikTok or just on Twitter.
Of him talking trash during matches? Is that the one you're talking about?
My arm's so big.
Yeah, it was great.
My arm's so big.
It was great.
Yeah, that was really good stuff. But yeah, no, I thought SmackDown was fine. I mean, you kind of noted this early on. Not a whole lot happened beyond that main event. They did set up Natalya versus Xia Li finally. Mm-hmm. Xia Li. And so we're going to get that, obviously. That was kind of it. That was kind of it for SmackDown. We can dive into it. Sonya Deville comes out. She has a promo. You know what? We get asked this question every once in a while. Should wrestlers keep kayfabe outside of the ring? Sonya Deville was at some awards event. I don't know what it was over the past week. And she had her arm in a sling. Mm-hmm. And at first I was like, oh, does she get injured? I was like, oh, shit. She's selling Ronda.
Yep.
That's great. And I was just like, you know what? I would never say, oh, totally they should. But I do get a kick out of it when they do keep kayfabe.
I don't expect it, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I appreciate it.
So like when Mox was after the story with Jericho, for like a month and a half, he was walking around everywhere with an eye patch on,
Yeah. Yeah, it was like when the Big Show won the title, he'd walk around at the grocery store with the title around his waist.
Yeah.
So Sonya Deville comes out, promises a great show. I think he did that. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. But first...
Are you thinking about Tetsuya Naito trying to buy a meal with his title?
No, that was great too, though. That was great too. No, who's that? God, who was the UFC heavyweight champion back like in the late aughts? Tim Silva? Was that his name?
Oh, maybe.
He's a big, goofy-looking dude. And from what I understand, I think he used to he used to wear it to the grocery store. Not Anderson Silva. It's a different guy. Somebody will know who I'm talking about. Yeah, Bret Hart. Anyways, Sonya promised Tim Sylvia. There you go. Thank you, chat. I think he used to do that. Anyways, she has to address the attack by Ronda. Says Ronda thinks she could do what she wants with no consequences because she has no respect for authority. She says, I don't care if it's Ronda, Naomi, or anyone else. There's going to be consequences. She says, I petitioned WWE management that Ronda be fined $100,000 and effective immediately, she be suspended.
Yeah, but Adam Pearce comes out and says, management has responded, and it's been the chairman himself, Vince McMahon. And he reads from an email from Vince, says, Sonya, you've been abusing your power. And according to Vince, if there's one thing he can't stand, it's an official who abuses their power. So he'll exercise his power to decline her petition. And based on her behavior as it relates to Naomi, she's going to face consequences too. Sonya Deville is not to lay a hand or interfere during Naomi's match tonight. And if she doesn't listen, her job will be in serious jeopardy. So Naomi comes down the ring.
Naomi asked Sonya, she's like, hey, what's the matter? She's like, you've never gotten ripped a new one by your boss? She says, funny thing, Vince said that Sonya can't lay a hand on me, but he didn't say that I can't lay a hand on you. And Naomi slaps the shit out of Sonya.
Then we got New Day versus Los Lotharios.
Big E and Kofi Kingston, Larson.
New Day. And so Los Lotharios got a little picture-in-picture interview or promo. Angel says, not only the most sensual Latin lovers. Umberto says they're great competitors as well. And Angel's like, yeah, we almost won last week.
You know who their manager should be? They're the most lethal Latin lovers. Luis Guzman.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
From Boogie Nights.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Think about it. I'm the ultimate Latin lover. Let's get a picture. Anyways, they got watch Boogie Nights. It's great.
It is a great movie. But what's this kiss cam stuff they got now?
Oh, they find some young lady in the audience and they give her a big old smooch.
I know the premise.
The kiss cam.
I know what the kiss cam is. I don't know. I don't know. I found it cheesy. I was like, oh, really?
Oh no, they're Latin. They're the ultimate Latin lovers. So you got to represent that somehow in physical form. We want them to, send dick pics to people or something. What do you want? They have to show they're lovers, man.
All right, move on.
Anyways, yeah, man. So they find some chick in the audience, good looking gal. They give her a big old smooch. It's like the Young Bucks Adam Cole thing.
Yeah, the cheek.
Yeah. Anyways.
And then they won this match.
Then they won this match with the schoolboy pin. Isn't that what it's called? Schoolboy pin?
Yeah, I think so. That's what I think Sean Ross Sapp called it that on Twitter. Maybe, or it's a Fightful's Twitter. I can't remember.
It's ugly as sin.
It was not a good match. These teams have really good chemistry. They put on good matches.
They should really just call it the missionary pin, really.
I mean, if they're sticking with the gimmick.
They should actually call it. They should, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if that's the gimmick, that's the gimmick, man.
Why Brownie says they want to show off their roll of dimes, man. Oh man. So anyways, Angel Garza.
To confirm
it was Garza.
It was Sean Ross Sapp who called it a schoolboy pin, so I think
that's probably where I read it from too. Good job, Sean. Angel gets that pin on Kofi for the win, and afterwards Kofi's like, what the hell? We just lost to them. That's weird. And Big E's like, what does it matter anymore? Nothing matters anymore.
I know.
We're not even the New Day anymore.
Then we were supposed to have a Viking Raiders interview. However, Eric's about to answer the question asked by Megan, Usos attack, and then just lay them out and then take their headwear.
I was laughing so hard when Eric was answering that question, all of a sudden that big old shoe just slaps him in the face. That was funny. I thought that was actually a really effective little moment there. And yeah, they take their headgear, so that's going to be funny when they show up next week with their headgear on.
Yeah. So we got a Roman Reigns interview next with Michael Cole. Roman's asked about Goldberg. Won, I think Cole said 173 matches in a row. And Roman goes, oh, yeah, that streak was pretty good. But if I was in WCW, everyone would be winning because they'd still be a business.
Yeah, man.
And then Cole asks about Goldberg beating Brock at 86 seconds. They show footage of that. Roman just laughs about it. Says, why are we still talking about Brock? He's old news. And even Heyman says, yeah, I don't care about Brock. I only care about the tribal chief. Roman says, no one cares because I'm here now. I'm the greatest Universal Champion of all time. And I'll smack Goldberg in the face. And Roman says there's no pressure on him. It's all on Goldberg because 2 years ago, Goldberg might have had a chance against him. But since then, he's changed. He's untouchable. He's smashed everybody. He's the greatest of all time. And he's going to smash Goldberg. And he snaps his fingers. And Heyman just says, and that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. And then Roman looks right in the camera and says, I'm going to Goldberg.
Not the most effective punchline to this interview.
No.
It's kind of confusing, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I guess the idea is that he's going to beat Goldberg in 86 seconds. Since they referenced that match.
Oh, wow. That's a good point. Yeah. I was like, he's going to beat Goldberg 173 times. I went the other way with it. He's going to beat Goldberg.
He's going to concuss himself before the match even starts.
Right. He's going to advance his age to 60. After that, we had Aaliyah versus Natalya. Was this the dungeon style match?
Yeah.
There was no rope break and stuff?
Yeah, pinfall or submission. Apparently no rope break, which they just said that was a rule during the match.
Yeah, and convenient because that's how this match finished. Aaliyah was in the sharpshooter, and she got to the ropes, but she says, hey, I'm in the ropes, and the ref said, doesn't matter, you dumb son of a bitch. Stop stealing my Luthez press, Aaliyah.
And then Leah just starts, all right, fine, I'll tap then.
Exactly. And then afterwards, Natalya endeavors to put Aaliyah back in the sharpshooter. Zia Lee comes out. Zia, I'm never going to get it. Zia comes out. Zia Lee comes out to make the save. They start going at it, and that'll probably pick up next week.
I would think so. After that, we got this really, really cool video package honoring Rocky Johnson. That was narrated by The Rock.
That was awesome. This was
really
great.
Cool. It was really
and
cool.
It made me think, man, Rocky Johnson could have been a world champion, dude. Look at that guy. I mean, everybody was big back then, but man, the looks, the charisma, the muscles, holy moly.
Yep.
Then
we got In Zayn. Of course, it's Sami Zayn's live podcast with special guests Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. Before that, though, they threw to video of Knoxville. I guess WWE has like a pop-up shop somewhere in L.A. Yeah, and so he shows up there, and he writes "loser" on some Sammy poster and takes one of the knockoff Sami Zayn Forever shirts, which is actually kind of a cool shirt, and puts it in a woodcutter.
Yeah, kind of tame for Knoxville. I thought it'd be funner, but I really like that I like that Knoxville is still involved with this. Jackass had a pretty good debut. It debuted at #1. Apparently, that Moonfall movie only made like $10 million this weekend at the box office.
Wow.
I guess so. Are theaters closed again? Because I feel like Jackass made like $23 million, which they were saying was really good. And I was like,
this is kind of historically like the lean part of the movie year, though, because it doesn't really.
Is that what the situation is?
Yeah, it's really
Jackass 3D opened with like $50 million, but I mean, those might have been a different time of the year, different era, obviously. But still, I was like, are they happy with that amount? I feel like Spider-Man made. I mean, I know it's not Spider-Man, but still, it only cost $10 million to make. Apparently, that Jackass movie.
Oh, well,
that Moonfall movie cost like $140 million.
Yeah, that movie's gonna lose money.
It's going to lose a shit ton, just like so much money.
A lot of money.
I really want to go see that movie, though. It looks cool.
Yeah, it looks kind of ridiculous. So
scientifically, it looks suspect.
Though. Yeah, to say the least. So Sammy, it's like, I'm not going to dignify what Knoxville did there. I spent too much time, or Knoxville spent too much time getting in my head. I need to spend my time focusing on getting my Intercontinental title back. and doing my live podcast in Zane. He promises a conversation of great depth, of intellectual depth about the subjective nature of human consciousness. But he says, I'm going to dumb it down for the people in New Orleans. We're going to talk about cuisine and food as well. But he's interrupted by Rick Boogs. He introduces Nakamura. They come to the ring.
Yeah. So Sammy, he's like, hey, I'm shocked that you showed up, Nakamura, because for over 6 weeks, I've been the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship, and you've been ducking me. He said, but next week, we go one-on-one, and I can't wait to see the look on your face when I beat you and reclaim the title. And Shinsuke's making all sorts of funny, sort of cringy faces, and he's like, yeah, that look right there. He says, he's like, have you been working secretly with Knoxville? And Shin raises his hand. He says, Sammy, have you seen the movie? And he was like, what, haven't you seen? I got kicked off the red carpet. And Shin says, no, the movie that's shooting next week, Jackass Defeated. And Boog starts laughing and says, ha ha ha, he's talking about you.
Yeah.
And Sammy says, he says, man, you know what? He says, Shinsuke, you used to have me in your corner, but now you got this meathead Boogs in your corner. And Sammy says, Boogs, you can lift all the weights in the world and play your dumb guitar. And Boogs is like, shut up. And then he goes to grab the mic, but he gets shocked by the mic and he falls back. And Sammy and Nakamura obviously goes and checks on him. And Sammy's like, oh my God, Boogs, what happened to you? What happened to you? He just loads up a luva kick right on Shinsuke. Yeah. And then he rolls out of the ring and he's like, hey, can we get some medical help for Boogs?
So kind of mockingly, however.
Yeah.
Sincere. So after that, we have Corbin and Moss backstage. Corbin's chatting up Moss about his match with Cesaro. Moss is like, yeah, I got to miss this one tonight. He has a black eye. And he says, I got to get this looked at. Maybe the trainer won't clear me for my match against Drew McIntyre at Elimination Chamber. And Corbin's like, all right. He has a match against Cesaro. Cesaro didn't even get an entrance. He didn't get an entrance. He was just there after the commercial break. And then he lost pretty convincingly.
Yeah. Well, that's what he's there for. That's all right. He's making a lot of money. It is. It's not a knock on the guy, but let's keep it real here going in Raw.
Let me ask you something.
That's what Cesaro's
they kept on saying that Happy Corbin is undefeated. I'm trying to think if he's has lost a match or not. And there's actually an easy way to check that. I can go to Cage Match.
Oh, Happy Corbin's undefeated?
Yeah.
That wouldn't shock me.
It wouldn't, but I kind of, for some reason, feel like he's lost a match. I'll check.
Okay.
Carry on.
So anyways, like you said, Cesaro, no entrance. He's an enhancement talent now. Very highly paid enhancement talent. Corbin pretty much dominates this, hits a deep six, gets 2 out of that. Yes, Larson, what are your results?
Baron Corbin. Well, he might have been bum-ass Corbin then. Sorry.
Okay. Right. Maybe we can find out the date he returned as Happy Corbin and cross-reference.
So it was after Survivor Series. Or after SummerSlam, I mean. Sorry.
Yeah, he came back up after SummerSlam.
So in September, Boogs and Nakamura beat Corbin and Moss in a tag match.
But singles action.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, that's a house show. It doesn't count. House show doesn't count.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Corbin wins here with End of Days against expensive enhancement talent Cesaro. While we're still on the topic of Happy Corbin, we're back with Moss. He's telling the trainer he's having trouble seeing out of that eye from the Claymore. He thinks the doc should cancel the match. Trainer says, well, I'm going to need to check your vision. Has him close his eyes, open his right eye, tells him what he sees. He's like, I see a sword, because Drew McIntyre has very recklessly put his sword right in the middle of this very important eye examination. Larson, do you have findings?
Apparently the WWE's claims he's undefeated is on the up and up so long as house show matches or dark matches are not included, which of course they aren't for TV stuff, unless they want it.
Very well.
Because he's lost all the time in house shows.
Drew tells Moss he can see just fine. And he says, tell the doctor that you're good for the match, and Moss does. And Drew tells Moss their match is now falls count anywhere, which means anything goes. And he sort of infers that he can kill him with his sword.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying.
Yeah.
Moss has so much charisma, though.
I know.
Do you know, like, his little talkie bits with Corbin? It's just, he's good.
He is good. He is.
He's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, he should be doing something way better than this. So interspersed throughout the show, there were these two little shots of Charlotte. These really quick little things.
These were so weird.
It was so weird. She's warming up, and once she turns around and holds the title and just goes, "I'm always the main event."
I'm always the main event.
And then later on, same thing. She's warming up, turns around. Tonight, I'm snuffing out Naomi's glow. And that was it.
Yeah, it was weird.
Remember that night she had 2 promos?
I much rather this than that. Yeah. Because there was that night where she literally had 2 promos, 2 front-to-end promos, back to back in the same ring.
The same segment. She had a promo, pyro went off, she did a whole other promo.
Excuse me.
Bless you. So then we had this Goldberg interview, and it started off on a really strange foot because
this was strange.
Goldberg tells Michael Cole, "Hey, just do your job. Don't worry about it. Don't take it personally. I love you like a brother."
Yeah. And it's as if he was telling him that before he realized the cameras were on.
Exactly.
This was really weird. Yeah. Hey, I knew this.
It was really
strange. Cole says, Goldberg, there are whispers that this may be one comeback too many. And Goldberg's like, yeah. I listen to those people, and that's part of my problem. Listening to those people took me out of my game. But as I turn the page, I realize I don't care what anyone says. As far as comebacks are concerned, it's going to be everlasting. The old Goldberg's back.
Yeah. And then he's asked about Roman, saying it's a different Roman now, and Bill says it may be a different Roman, but Bill, I haven't changed. I'm like, you literally just said in your previous answer that you changed because you're listening to people talking about you.
Yeah, that's a change right there. Yeah,
there's no consistency here for Bill. Anyways, he says he's the same old Goldberg. He's going to get that Roman's going to get what he deserves. And then he's like, well, Roman wants you to acknowledge him after he beats you. And Bill says, I did acknowledge him as my next victim last week. He said, but Roman will acknowledge me as the next champion. And I'll go to Mania and face Brock. There's only one Goldberg, and Roman, he won't Goldberg me.
If Pat McAfee was there tonight, which he wasn't because he's apparently in L.A. for the Super Bowl.
Probably for the Super Bowl,
he'd have said, Michael Cole, I get the feeling that Goldberg at Elimination Chamber is going to poop his pants. Mm-hmm. Might happen. He's old.
He is old.
Incontinence is a thing of old people.
Apparently. That's what the TV commercials tell me, Steve.
That's what all the TV commercials tell me. I'm not, that's not a knock on old people. I'm getting there. I might poop my pants one day.
I'm sure one day I'll wear Depends too.
Yeah, man, I'll probably do that happily. Anyways, after that, we had that killer main event, Naomi versus Charlotte.
Man, this was
great. This was absolutely stellar stuff. Just go watch the darned match. It's really good. Charlotte ends up getting the win with natural selection.
There were a lot of great near falls. A lot.
Yeah.
Like Naomi even hit rear view. She hit the split-legged moonsault. Mm-hmm. Charlotte kicked out of both those. The crowd was on the edge of their seats this entire match, especially like the last 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. It was really well paced, well put together.
Crowd was so
super into it. If Naomi would have won, would have blown the roof off the arena. Would have been huge.
Oh man, absolutely. They would have pooped their pants.
Yeah,
8,000 people in New Orleans would have pooped their pants.
At the Smoothie King Arena.
Yeah, they would have been smoothie in their pants.
There you go. Yes. We also had a Rampage tonight. Typical Rampage. A lot of good wrestling.
I was going to load up questions. That's right.
The Rampage tonight. There's a lot of good wrestling.
Yeah, man. That Roppongi Vice Young Bucks.
They always put on good matches. We saw Jay White come out. I guess for me, maybe the highlight or most notable thing from a storyline perspective, they had a Bryan Danielson interview, and he was like, yeah, I know Mox teamed up with CM Punk. It doesn't mean he's turned down my offer. And then Matt Sydal comes in with Lee Moriarty, and he's all offended that Bryan Danielson would say that he wants to recruit Lee Moriarty for his would-be faction. And Bryan Danielson is like, don't get it wrong. You're a great mentor. You're just teaching him the wrong stuff. I need to teach him violence.
Oh, yeah.
And then Lee steps up to Danielson and goes, oh, I need to learn violence, huh? And Danielson says, yes, that's what I want to see from you. Let's have a match. And that match is going to happen Wednesday, and that's awesome.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's great. I wish I would have seen this, but my Xfinity shit on me. It pooped my pants. it pooped its pants, and I didn't see it. But that's awesome. That's going to be an absolutely stellar match. Yep. It's going to be a really good one.
Yep. Started off with the Young Bucks versus Roppongi Vice. These two teams in the ring can basically do no wrong, in my estimation.
Oh, man, absolutely.
They wrestled a ton of times in New Japan. All of them were fun matches. We saw one of them live at the second night of the first two Long Beach shows in New Japan.
That's right. We did. Yeah, we did.
Where he took that picture with Trent and put it on Instagram, and then he took it.
And then he took it and didn't credit me. And then I asked him, I was like, jokingly, I was like, hey, man, he didn't credit me those pictures. Like, oh, no, I always do that. I'm like, it's all good, man. I don't really care. I think it's funny that you didn't credit me.
Because he said...
because he said in the comments, I'm going to take this and not credit you.
Yeah, he did. Young Bucks get the win here. Hitting who ate the
Meltzer driver? Oh,
no, it was a BTE trigger, I think, on Rocky.
Yeah, it was on Rocky.
So afterwards, Orange Cassidy gets in the ring, does the shin kicks to Brandon Cutler, hits him with an orange punch, and then Jay White comes out.
Yeah.
Hits Orange Cassidy with a Blade Runner. So I'm guessing we're going to see Orange Cassidy versus Jay White.
Jay White's like just doing a short stint. Shouldn't he? He should probably win that Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, he should 1,000% win that match.
Okay, just making sure. But yeah, will he though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
After that, Ricky Starks at commentary announced that Big Hobbs will take on Dante Martin in a qualifying match for the Face of the Revolution ladder match.
Yes.
That should be good. Martin won that first one. Hobbs.
Well, I think they have a couple matches before that last one. I think Hobbs has won at least one of them, and then Dante's won at least one.
Oh, is this going to be a okay? All right. All I know is that Hobbs loses way too much for my liking.
Agreed. He should win this.
Dante in a ladder match. That's probably going to be really good.
I know. Then the aforementioned Danielson interview. He was great during this. Like, people think Mox turned down my offer. But Mox just likes to fight. He says, I want a long-term relationship with Mox to help build AEW. What Punk got was just a one-night stand.
Oh, whoa, wow.
And that's when Seidel walks in. It's like, hey, I'm really upset that you thought you could, that Lee would abandon me to study with you. And Brian's like, no, you took that all wrong.
Apparently we are getting Jay versus Trent. Yeah, Jay White's totally winning that one. That's an easy one.
Yeah,
that's an easy one.
So Danielson versus Lee Moriarty on Wednesday on Dynamite. That'll be great.
That's going to be great. That's going to be really good. Definitely on the must-see matches list.
Yes.
For the Kip Up. After that, we had Britt Baker versus Robin Renegade, and Robin ate the loss here with a stomp and then a lockjaw.
No, there was no lockjaw for the win. It was just neckbreaker stomp.
The lockjaw came after the match. There you go. And then Thunder Rosa came out to make the save. She had some ground and pound on Britt. Jamie Hayter ran down, hits a big old backbreaker on Thunder Rosa, and then Mercedes Martinez runs down, and then her and Jamie just start arguing.
Yeah, because Jamie was going to hit another move, and then Mercedes backed her off so she could do something to Thunder, and then they just end up arguing with each other.
Jamie's worried about her employment status under Britt Baker.
Is. She really is.
She's like, wait, I'm the heavy, I'm the heater. Mm-hmm. But you just hired a new one.
I know. And then Britt just totally told Jamie in front of everybody that she couldn't get the job done.
Yeah. So
then we had a Chris Statlander, Layla Hirsch video package.
This was more emotional than I would have figured a 2-minute video package should have been, because Layla Hirsch talked about, this is real here. She talked about being a little kid in an orphanage waiting to be adopted. And then Statlander said, no wonder nobody adopted you. What? Man, I am look, man, I don't know what planet you're from. You can't be talking shit about human beings like that. Mm-hmm. That's messed up. That's a heavy thing. I'm team Layla Hirsch at this, which I think I always was anyways, because she's a badass, dude.
Yeah, she's great.
She's awesome.
They've kind of stepped back from the whole Chris Statlander being an alien.
I don't like it. I want her to be talking like...
I know. They should lean into the alien thing, not step back from it.
Or at least just have her not talk. She's not like a terribly great promo anyways. Like she just needs reps, I think, as you like to say. She needs reps or age. But yeah, I wish that they would go back to the alien thing. I like that.
Yeah, the alien thing was cool. Then we had Hook versus Blake Lee. Hook destroyed Blake Lee wins with Red Rum.
Like, I'm sure Blake Lee is a hell of a talent. But this is like QT is bringing, like, why not you bring Camarado?
Yeah,
or even Aaron Solo.
I know.
You bring, this guy's literally wearing like young lion gear. He looks like he's $150.
And then Hook just wipes the floor with him.
Yeah. Blake L.
Yeah. Then we get the customary pre-main event interview between Jurassic Express and Gun Club. Billy was talking about how they've made statements beating up Christian and Jungle Boy, but they'll make their largest statement yet when they win the tag titles. And then Christian had some weird insult that I don't really understand. But he said that after 20 years, Billy, you finally made a statement. You got your match, but after this loss, back of the line to you. And then Jungle Boy made some other, like, not very good joke. There's not a lot of good jokes in this.
No, I really want Santana Ortiz. Like, hopefully a Revolution. Might be too early, but I want them to take those titles off these dudes. That's it. I like it. It's yeah, no, I don't like this. I feel like Christian should be channeling his old Edge and Christian days with these guys. One dude's dressed like a dinosaur. You're not badasses. So stop acting like this situation is like you're mentoring some badasses.
I know.
Like, they've got that cheesy jungle song.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, that one.
Thank you. Yeah, like, be a bit more cheeky.
Yeah. I don't disagree with any of that.
I'm saying.
I don't disagree with any of that. Have some fun.
Speaking of which, this was a fun match, though. Lots of good wrestling here. The Ass Boys were dressed up. They had, like, their best sort of HBK, but, like, pink and white. It was really, the gear was stellar.
It was pretty great. It was pretty great.
Yeah. Yeah,
it was pretty great. It was kind of surprising to see the Jungle Boy gets the win for Jurassic Express using a kill switch.
The unprettier, man.
The kill switch.
Yeah, the unprettier.
When Christian does, it's called kill switch.
Well, when he did it for a while, it was the unprettier.
Now it's kill switch.
Right, but for a while, it was the unprettier. So, I just call it. You like to call it the kill switch. I like to call it the unprettier. Both right. So anyway, Jungle Boy hits that. It's Colton with that. Austin did not knock himself out in this match, so that was a step up. And that's going to do it for Rampage. We got. Hey man, I'll never forget the time that dude did a loop. I think it was supposed to be like a Luthez press.
He hit his head on the mat and knocked himself out.
Oh, that was so good.
Oh my god!
I got a QA thread. Hey, I put this one up like this morning at 9:00. So hopefully that was early enough for you.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm gonna zoom through these questions because I sneezed and I got. I loosened up something in there and I got to get it out.
All right, 5 questions. We can take it home. It's fine.
All right, question number. Oh man, Lord Zipper, this is a big thing that you're asking me to do here. I'm not going to do this, but I appreciate the question. He said book a 6 to 8 man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship at Mania. That's a lot of people right there. Dave Matushek, what would Sami Zayn's return feud be after he wins, if he wins the Intercontinental Championship? Is he gonna win this thing and then face Knoxville at Mania for the IC title?
Or
Knoxville's proxy?
It's a situation where he might face someone.
Party Boy.
You want Pontius to be the Intercontinental Champion?
Yeah, as Party Boy, and Knoxville's in his corner.
All right. So like, I'm thinking whoever Sammy faces at Mania beats him for it, and Knoxville costs him the belt. That's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jorge D, if you won the Universal Championship, what everyday places would you wear the belt to? I'd go to the Nike outlet, Universal title.
That's good. Yeah. Dude, I need some comfy walking around shoes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my Ultra Boost, my all-terrain ones, I wore those out.
Oh, they
bottomed
out,
new
huh?
ones. Yeah, I need you to do some research for me, man.
We'll talk after we're done.
All right, good. Jacob asks, who do you think will be Jay White's first opponent in AEW? Seems like it's going to be Trent. That would Trent? Let's see here. What? Eddie Brock's Venom asks, what is your favorite, I think, SmackDown set. I'm sorry, yeah. He brings up the fist. It's the fist.
It's the fist.
It's 1,000% the fist.
Did you see that the one of the sets for the Winter Olympics looked like the old SmackDown set?
No, I didn't see that.
Circular
That's
tunnel
awesome.
looking stuff.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
Bear Winding, I've noticed that Trent hugs or fist bumps everyone at Best Friends except Wheeler Yuta. Is this planting seeds for a heel turn, or will Yuta gain his trust?
It's one or the other. I would think that it's probably the latter.
And Anthony Tobias says Trent is an asshole to him on being the elite.
Oh, wow. Okay. Eli asks, with the massively positive reception Keith Lee got for his debut on Dynamite, could you see WWE trying to make major changes to how they debut NXT talent to their main roster? I think they've done that with the inception of 2.0. It is going to be interesting to see how 2.0 talent debuts on main roster, to see if there is more of a bridge there and they treat him like a bigger deal as opposed to the resentment that the other guys got.
Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me.
One more question here.
Bree Marie here in the Twitch chat says, I went to SmackDown tonight for my birthday. It was a fun one for sure. Can I also get a birthday shout out from y'all? Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, and she went to SmackDown? That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was probably, she got that the Charlotte Naomi match, and then there's no spoilers, but we heard there was some cool shit that went down on next week's episode too. Well, happy birthday. That's awesome. We'll end on this one. This is Vile. Wolfpack for Life says, listening to Something to Wrestle About, and Conrad, who is Ric Flair's son-in-law, said Rick uses one chip to eat all the salsa because he doesn't want the carbs. He sucks the salsa off the one chip. There's no question there. I just thought we'd end on that note.
All right. I mean, I guess it's a strategy. I mean, I like chips, obviously.
I hope at the very least he says, woo, can I have my own bowl of salsa?
Yeah, exactly.
Because,
that's like what? That's not just double dipping.
Oh, my God.
That's double dipping many times over.
That's disgusting. It's like, that's disgusting, especially him. Oh, what you going to get? Dipping your chip in there and then it melts.
I don't know.
Oh, God. Anyways, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.